Coming up on Gunter's Universe, episode 34, I have a great group of guests with me. The VR Bros are here on the show to talk all about VR gaming and what they've been playing recently. Stay tuned.
VR Chat, the next frontier. These are the experiences from Gunter's universe. His continuing mission, to seek out and connect with VR devs and passionate enthusiasts, to discuss theories, beliefs, and rhetoric of all kind, and to boldly go where no show has ever gone before.
Welcome back, everyone, to Gunter's Universe. This is the one and only live talk show broadcasting from the metaverse. Join us here in VR Chat every Tuesday, normally at 10 p.m. Eastern, today an hour earlier. But yes, normally at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, to watch the show live inside of VR. It's really cool. And if you can't make it to VR Chat, you can always watch the live stream as it happens at hitbox.tv/Gunter444. With me tonight is my wonderful, most awesome, kick-ass co-host of a kitty. How are you doing, Mr. Whiskers? And if anybody ever gets out of control here in the audience, which it's not expected, but you never know when a random troll could show up. We have anti-artillery, or we have weapons to deal with that, Mr. Whisker. Why don't you just let everybody know what kind of heat you're packing? Oh, we have cowboy.
Yeah, we know he has cowbell.
We will cowbell them to death. Perfect. So let's meet our guests. We have, starting to my right, these are all VR Bros, and what VR Bros, before I go into each individual introduction, is a collective, a group, a team of VR YouTubers. You guys all play various VR-related demos or AAA games out there that are able to work in VR via injection drivers and just all kinds of gaming stuff. You guys are on top of it. Day something comes out, you guys are working on getting whatever Fallout 4, working with Vorpix, and just getting this game content out to us. So you all have your own YouTube channels, but you all are also working under the feeding into the VR Bros YouTube channel as well. So starting to my right, we have VRGamerDude, and all these guys that I'm introducing, this is their channel name. So VRGamerDude is the channel. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Gunter. Thank you for having me, man.
It's always my pleasure. You're a good friend, and it's great to see you here in VR Chat. We also have Immersive Gamer 83. How are you doing? Welcome back.
Yeah, all good, man. Thanks for having us again, and yeah, living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
Yeah, right on. Good stuff here in VR. We also have three others with us. VRGamingEvolved. Good to see you.
Hey Gunter, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, dude.
Yeah, cheers for having me on here again, man. It's really nice to be back.
Yeah, I'm really glad I could catch up with all you guys, and you know, you've all been here, and it's been, I think, a little while since I've seen most of you. So yeah, really cool to catch up. Glad you guys could make the show. And continuing on to my left, we have Pretty Neat VR. It's good to see you. How are you?
Good, man. It's good to see you and in VR. This is exciting. It's
yeah.
It's good to be back and actually be down here for once. I came a couple times and watched, so I'm a little nervous, so don't mind.
Nerves are good. I'm nervous too. I'm always nervous with these things. Even though I do it every week, it's still, you know, I think it'd be weird if you don't get nervous before you do some sort of show. I think even the pros get nervous. Do you guys get nervous when you record, you know, your games and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes. To be honest, not that much, because like normally it's not really scripted. But like I did a couple of things recently with like some role play stuff, and I was quite nervous before doing the role plays.
Yeah, anytime I hit the record button, things change. Get nervous. And we also have RealityCheckVR with us here. Not to cut you off. How are you doing, sir? It's definitely been a little while before you took off to Russia, I believe, last time you were here.
Привет, Gunter! Hey, привет!
Yeah, I have no idea what you're saying.
Spasiba. I appreciate you having me back. Yeah, I haven't seen you for quite a while. But yeah, it's been quite some fun getting to play some games with these guys here at the table. I'm sad to say, unfortunately, we don't have UK Rifter Chris with us today. He's in Amsterdam doing some work training. We've also got Bjorn Gamehard and Gamehard 4.0. he's a great guy, and he's also not here today, but yeah, they also are two guys that are playing a lot of games with us as well.
Yeah,
so
man.
I just wanted to call out to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm doing great.
Any of the motivations, you know, just a little bit about your channel, the history, you know, why you like doing it, that sort of thing. We'll start with you, VRGamerDude.
Yeah, actually, I started my channel about 7 months ago. I think I'm actually one of the newest in the group, but I just kind of felt a calling to do it, man. You know, I live in Springfield, Missouri, as Caleb does. I'm a reality check. And you know, there's not a lot of VR in this area, and I just really felt a passion and an enthusiasm to kind of spread that word and evangelize VR as much as I could. And then I was sitting there on the couch one day, and my wife said, you know, you ought to start a blog, or you ought to start a podcast or something. And I played a lot of Elite Dangerous, and I had just built this little battle chair transducer rocker thing, and, you know, I said, well, yeah, let's check out this Twitch thing, and I streamed it one night and got 5 whole viewers, and I caught the bug.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. That's awesome. So you're from Springfield, Missouri, and you were telling me before the show that also Caleb over here turned out to coincidentally be from Springfield, Missouri, and I find that to be, you know, kind of interesting, right? So you guys were, you know, just destined to be VR bros, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely, and a pretty neat VR over there.
That's
Moved
how I
from
met
Springfield,
Billy
Missouri.
here.
Yeah, I was there too, and Hoopermation from Missouri as well, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he lives in Kansas City. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Hoopermation. I forgot about that guy. Yeah.
Florida now, that's where I'm at.
I'm in Florida as well. Where you at?
Yep.
Jacksonville.
I think I remember hearing that. Yeah, about 5 hours south.
So Billy, I think we had a nice VR experience. So we talked a little bit, and then we had some donuts before we left. But he's in Florida with you now, having fun with the HTC.
I was Orlando. I was in Orlando, but yeah, it was fun.
Florida.
Cool, and tell us the history about your channel, Reality Check.
Oh, going this side. Okay, hey.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking this way.
Changed it up
I
on
started playing like Call of Duty on the Xbox like 8 years ago, and I uploaded a few of those videos because I used to do the old Halo Machinima movies with my friends in the Turtle Clan.
Oh, cool.
We had a lot of fun doing those. So I guess that was when I first started playing, I guess doing the videos. But after that, it was just a lot of home movies until eventually I saw the Oculus Rift was coming out, and I guess there's that development thing going where everybody was trying to pick up Unity, and I made that Mazer Quest game, and from there it was just kind of fun because I had a few people. The world was pretty small in VR, so it was just really nice to be able to meet a lot of people that you didn't know who, you know, had some input and had also seen, you know, some of my developments. And from then on, I just also, like you said, caught the bug because I had people that were, you know, friends for the first time on the internet that were, you know, actually invested in something that I was invested in. And that's kind of what this group has been, just a bunch of guys that are invested, as far as I know, the same kind of a thing, and we just kind of feed off of each other, which is just great. So from there, these guys are motivating me to continue everything I'm doing now.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, we got to meet here in VR chat. That was pretty cool. I think, well, I assume I probably met most of you all in VR chat is actually how our relationship has started, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I remember that day very, very well.
You recorded it. Went down in history, VR history. Let's keep going though. Pretty neat VR. What's your history on your channel?
Well, I've always done like little video productions and you know, kind of got a little bit of schooling in that, and then I don't know, I just you know, stumbled across some War Thunder videos in the Oculus DK1 and decided to order one myself. And then I was thinking like, well, there's like no videos on here showing gameplay. I was like, this might be a good market. To be honest, I kind of started making them because I was like, oh, maybe I can make some money of this. And then I ended up just loving it because it was fun and the community is great. So now I'm just like, I don't really care about that. I just like, you know, I just love trying out all the new games and recording experiences and networking with people, and I don't know, just hoping to, you know, get more involved and get the most out of it. It's been a blast, and I know that there's quite a few more years of this, so it's fun. Excited.
That's cool that War Thunder brought you in. That was kind of the thing
I
that
was
attracted
a
you.
huge fan of that game. Like, you know, I think I downloaded that when it first came out and just played it quite a bit, and then I was looking at like track IR cameras to like track your head movement so you can look around the plane, and then stumble across some Oculus videos on YouTube. So that's where it started.
I do gotta say, Billy, I think the first time I did an Oculus Rift collab video was with you doing War Thunder, and yeah, you were kicking butt, and I got kind of sick after that, but it was a lot of fun.
Kind of sick. I think throwing up counts as full-on sick.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, come on now. You know, I've got somewhat VR legs. They're just a little wobbly at times.
That's interesting.
At times.
To wonder, you know, while I'm going through the history here, I would like to kind of know what has made you sick in VR. And so while we're on you, pretty neat. Has anything made you sick in VR? What's the sickest?
Sickest I've been, never thrown up, but the space. What is it called? VRGamerDude, the one that rocks you back and forth. That's the only one that made me feel weird.
You're talking about cyberspace.
Cyberspace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
that
yeah,
was
like the theme park ride.
Oh God, I could
so
ride that
funny.
for hours and just launch myself, and
It's
well,
so
I mean, you know,
weird.
Not effective.
well, I've been
Has anything made you sick?
You know, actually, kind of that came up in Reddit today. I'm the vet of almost 20 years here, so Descent in 1998 on the eyeglasses system made me hurl within seconds.
Nice.
Lately, Alien Isolation, trying to play that one. Something about the tilted world. Every time I play it, within minutes, I have to go running for the bathroom. But other than that, nothing.
Alien Isolation did it, yeah. That makes sense. Let's keep moving things along. Immersive Gamer, tell us a little bit about when your channel started, a little bit of history, and also what has made you sick, the sickest.
Yeah, originally, like, I was a console gamer, like, back in the day, so I was always into, like, PlayStation. Anything with keyboard scared me, you know, like, so I was like, oh man, I can't do the keyboard thing, you know. But then I was really interested in anything that was, like, more immersive, and literally, like, so PlayStation 3 came out with the PlayStation Move, and then it supported, like, 3D TVs. That was, like, the next extension from that, and then I played Killzone 3 for a little while. This was all before my channel started, of course, but it just really fascinated me how well it worked. And then I saw this random video about Palmer Luckey had made this headset, and I was just like, couldn't believe it, and my imagination was just running wild, and I just couldn't wait to sort of like try and experience it. And they were like, oh, you know, it's not out yet, it's going to be out in a few years' time. And DK1 was out at the time as a development kit, and then they announced that they were actually releasing a second development kit, and I was like, I can't miss out. So I just put my name straight down, and I was pretty much, as soon as I heard about it, I'd pre-ordered that shit, and then I thought, I was telling people about it, and to be honest, people were like, yeah, that sounds really cool, for about 5 minutes, and then they were like, shut the fuck up, because I was boring them. So I was just looking to try and find some more people that were like me, and like, really wanted to be immersed in technology, and just, I don't know, like, I think that was the main reason I started the channel. And yeah, and now, you know, you really happy to meet like-minded people. It's blown me away, to be honest. I mean, because these guys, I speak to these guys more than I speak to my fucking people that live down the road, you know. It's just so good to actually have, because these are like my proper friends, man. Like, and I spend more time with these guys than I do some of the people that I know in the real world, you know. But yeah, and back to your
Yeah, I
second
do.
question.
I have met a lot of people in VR. You know, it's become people I spend a lot of time with. So yeah, I do. It's really cool.
Yeah, and you can consider these, because consider these guys are actual like real friends, and the experiences that you've shared together, they are like real experiences with real emotion, man. So yeah, definitely grateful to be part of the group. On to your second question though, about like what's made me sick. Like originally, like I found that just anything with locomotion whatsoever. But I started slow, started steady, seated demos like the chair and From Ashes and stuff like that, and then just gradually moved on to like analog input. Just anything that had analog was okay, because you could walk really, really slowly. I think the first thing that mashed me badly was like Half-Life 2, because it was like bound with keyboard controls. So like if you press the W key, it's on or off. So going from a standing still position to full-on motion fucked me badly, and I was like lying down for about half an hour. Like, but then when they implemented analog support through Wormslayer's mod, like with the Razor Hydra, that solved everything. It's perfect.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely that one got me some too. I pushed through a lot of it, but yeah, Half-Life was one of the early things that made me sick. Yeah. Tuscany did it for me, and that would be my first.
Yeah.
VR Gaming Evolved. Give us a little bit of background on your history here in VR and your YouTube channel, and also what made you sick.
Okay. History with the channel. I mean, I've been gaming for must be 30 years now, since the BBC Model B, and I don't know, any new advancement in gaming technology I've always been keen on, and straight away, as soon as I heard about the Rift, I jumped straight on DK1. And like most people that got one, I watched all the YouTube channels, Cymatic Bruce, E-Mart, all the early ones. Then DK2 came about, and I was watching more channels like Wayne, Immersive Gamer, Game Hard, and sort of commenting on their channels, and eventually I ended up speaking to IG through Steam, and ended up doing my first video on one of his videos. So at this time I didn't actually have my own channel, and we done a Borderlands video together. And then IG, he just said, why don't you start your own channel? And I'd never really thought about it, but yeah, it just went from there.
Very cool. Sorry for a second there, was getting a weird Windows message saying, hey, you're not actually in VR chat. You should not be pressing V when you're just on your desktop. So tell me a little bit about like something that's made you sick.
Well, I don't really have any exciting stories about being sick, because fortunately I've never actually experienced VR sickness at all. Not even with the DK1, I've always been fine. I don't think there's been anything ever that's got me.
So you got the iron stomach. You're a perfect candidate for VR.
Yeah, I think I'm just lucky on that sense. I think I'm really lucky there.
I think it's something that can be trained after time. Like the more you do it, the easier it gets. I mean, I can do full sessions now and not feel nothing, but you know, I think it is just something that goes away after a while and definitely improves.
Yeah, I mean that's very true. I spend a lot of time, probably more time than anybody should in VR, to be honest. I think in a month I clocked up about 200 hours in Elite Dangerous in 1 month.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm right about the same. I mean, if I'm not at work, if I'm not having family time, I'm strapped in.
Strapped in, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we spend a lot of. I hope the mass market that works for them a little bit. That they get their C legs, their VR legs. I don't expect that to work for everybody, but I do hope to hear like, I imagine there's going to be a big VR sickness topic. We're going to hear about that, but I hope, some of it can go away with people's experience with VR.
I think, to be honest though, I think some people are going to suffer from it no matter what. I mean, I think people that have maybe travel sickness in reality, they might find that they really struggle, you know?
Yeah, I could see that. That makes some logical sense. You know, that that they're more susceptible.
The only thing that's going to solve it is if they start working with vestibular stimulation, but that's still a ways off.
You sound really quiet to me, sorry, dude.
Sorry, how about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, like work with vestibular stimulation, I mean, can help solve some of the motion sickness problems, but, I mean, everybody agrees that that's still quite a ways off.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I guess they'll just have to do safer experiences. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that when I first started, when I was experiencing it, I was looking for anything to try and help. So I read on the internet what can help and with like travel sickness, and think people were saying like ginger, so like ginger biscuits. I was eating ginger biscuits before VR sessions, and also there was like these travel bracelet things, like pressure points that go on your wrists. And in my head, whether it was placebo or what, they seemed to actually work. So half of it probably was in my head, but I was saying, boy, I've got these wristbands on, so I can go. And then I don't know, that it seemed to help. It really did seem to help at the start, and then it got to a point where I didn't need it anymore.
That's interesting. Yeah, I assume we'll have products, yeah, like ginger, your VR ginger, Jolt Cola equivalent, or at least there should be. Everybody capitalizing on that.
We should make that.
No. Enough of your ginger biscuits, immersive. No. Nobody wants them. I'm not eating the ginger biscuits. I don't care what you say. Okay? No.
Hey, you eat your ginger biscuits and you
No.
But actually, I think Dramamine actually used VR testing, or they did a commercial. I remember reading about that somewhere.
Yes, that is a godsend for driving in the car for motion sick people such as me.
It does make you drowsy though, so that's kind of like the big bummer with Dramamine. So you don't want to be driving in the car.
No Assetto Corsa or Project Cars on Dramamine.
That'd be fun to watch. So a few other
don't let friends drive in VR after ingesting them.
Nope.
Sort of makes me think of that early drunk driving simulator DK1 game. It just came to mind.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So some other kind of general questions before talk about like things you're playing and see some videos that you guys put up. You guys have plans like for the future? You guys planning on, I'm sure you are, but I want to ask like the Vive, getting the Vive, putting up videos on the Vive, on the Oculus Touch, and like any challenges. So this is just group, whoever wants to answer the question. Any challenges with running your YouTube channel?
Yes, and yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep.
Like what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely want to get any virtual reality headset that I can, and I want to spread the word on everything that I possibly can. So.
Right. You cover some Gear VR as well, not just DK2. Currently.
Yeah, right now I'm currently doing mobile VR and DK2 content, but I mean, sure, if I can get a Vive, I'm going to do it. If I can get an OS VR, I'm going to do it.
Are you guys planning on what do you have to change anything with your setup and how you record? Any thoughts with going towards that?
I can tell you from Gear VR recording to DK2 recording is night and day. Getting clear and consistent video from the Gear VR is a challenge. And you see a lot of other streamers out there on YouTube, and a lot of them have been reaching out to me, and I went through probably 7 different on-phone apps before I finally found one that would actually do the job.
So there's a challenge with recording the content on your Note or your S6 or something like that, the stuff that's playing through the Gear, but and I guess what it is it's basically recording your Android screen. That's the program. There's a variety of them. What did you stumble across? Which one's working for you?
The one that I actually came across a post that was archived back on Reddit from D, Everyday VR, talking about Recordable Pro, and went ahead and got Recordable Pro. Couldn't get it to work for weeks. And that's kind of around the time that I was prompted to update from Android 4.4.4 to 5.01, which Verizon still won't release 5.11. I'm not going to go on a rant about that right now. But and then 5.01 unlocked the screen recording from those apps with no root. So once I got to 5.01 on there and I followed these settings with a few of my own tweaks, it started working for, flawless 720p video.
Oh, that's great. So the program's Recorder Pro on the Android store.
Recordable Pro.
Recordable Pro. Cool.
Yeah,
That's great to
costs
know.
about $7, and for the moment it does a good job. But if anybody's keeping up with the news right now, John Carmack threw a tweet out there a couple of days ago that they are actually putting in native screen recording in the Gear VR.
I did hear a little bit about that. That's great. That's really great. What else, guys? What other challenges have you had with your channels, or again about the future and the Vive? Any thoughts on, like, for those of you that are using condenser mics, how are you're gonna have to get a headset, obviously, if you want to do room scale.
I think like the biggest challenge for me is trying to explain to the wife why I've got like two headsets that look exactly the same. So
True that.
I need to kind of decide which one's the best and then just keep the better one. I can't really justify having two headsets set up like that. So at the moment though, I'm kind of leaning towards the HTC Vive, and that is just purely because the headset comes with the Lighthouse controllers. So because it comes with it, every single developer knows that that every single user is going to have these controllers available, whereas every single CV1 owner, a lot of them probably will have touch controls, but not everyone. So you might see that you're going to get less touch-enabled games on the CV1. That's just speculation, of course, but every single HTC owner is going to have access to all the hardware needed to play. So at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards the HTC, but I'm still undecided completely.
I definitely think if you can get one, a Vive that is, hopefully pre-orders happen, well, we're hoping any moment now, and it's kind of frightening too to not know at all when that might happen. It's also frightening to think about if everybody knew when it's going to happen, like how that pre-order process is going to go, and of course we'll be very sad if I can't get one myself. But I think you should get one because you can always sell it later. If you found out like, oh, yeah, Oculus, CV1 is obviously superior, or from my side of things, like I feel like touch is superior to the Vive wands, and that could be what really matters the most in the end of the day. But who knows? And having both, if you have the luxury.
Yeah, I think I probably will end up with both, but I reckon I will end up selling one of them.
Right, because like you're eventually probably not going to be using both. Like, like there'll be the one dominant one that will make the most sense. I assume it's hard to tell. Like developers are obviously going to be in that challenging situation of what do they develop for, room scale versus rug scale. They might all start seeing most content not being room scale. It could be more rug scale just because that's more practical. But then again, people who love VR want to make room scale experiences that are super duper awesome, and that's just, there'll be that market. So
I do like the sound of room scale. Room scale does sound really, really cool, but personally I'm a backer of like the Virtuix Omni, so I've actually ordered that back in last January. I'm still waiting for the pre-orders to come through on that, and then the room scale won't matter. You'll have infinite space to walk in because you can just keep walking. So that's not the main catalyst for that, but I just can't wait to get an open world game where I can just walk around in, and oh man, it super excites me.
Yeah, I'm excited for that hardware. Want to see how well that works. Very curious, because that obviously opens up tons of room for you to explore. But I imagine it's going to have its like pitfalls, that it's not going to be this perfect experience. It's not going to work with everything or something. I mean, it will with WASD kind of mapping, but you want it to be even slicker than that, which it can be with its SDK, and so that's pretty exciting. But it always comes down to this like support thing, right? Like what supports Elite Motion, what supports, the Vive, Limb Scale, what's going to support all these things. What else?
I think in my case, keeping up on like PC hardware is going to be an issue. Like in the next few months is when I'm going to really need to upgrade to keep up with, the headsets. But I'm going to have to lean, like with IG, the HTC Vive, I got to try it out last week, and I just had such a blast with it that it's first to come out, and like you said, coming with the controllers, I thought that they were intuitive and fantastic. I mean, I loved using them, so I mean, I'll have to lean with that one.
Nice. And actually, I do gotta say, you were talking about for computer parts upgrades, and that's one thing. Not only have I been doing a lot of upgrades recently because I want to be able to keep up with the VR. It's a lot of the fact that these guys here are great friends to have for giving me knowledge about VR components as well as the setups, as we talked about earlier, because every single game has a different way to set it up. Every game has a different way to record it, whether it's game capture or monitor capture, and these guys have been just completely priceless in having to ask questions to. And I think that's part of the reason that brought us together, is we've all got kind of different I guess pieces of information that we're really good at giving to the others. And for example, VRGamingEvolved, he's always given me, benefits of my recording settings and game settings to get the most, the best quality and the best looking things, and all the guys have helped me in different ways, in many ways. But even just yesterday, IG was spending hours helping me go through my playlists and get them going on YouTube, because he's good at that, and I'm shit at that. So they've just been really, really good at that. So I just do want to say thank you to them, and as well as that's part of the reason we're together, and I really love the fact that they can help me with those things. But going back to what I was saying a second ago, I do have some hardware videos I'll be coming out with soon, some unboxings, just different things that are, I guess, some hints and some tools that people can use for VR gaming rigs, and all these tips come from these guys, not just myself. So I'm appreciative of that.
Right, so like challenges in this space, or all these kinds of things, technical things, how to run a YouTube channel and all these. So it seems like that's part of the reason why you guys teamed up, is to help each other, support each other, kind of be able to grow faster than you guys could have maybe grown by yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, this is an incredible network, and everybody has their strengths. I mean, and we all contribute into the collective, so we have the knowledge, like RealityCheck is saying, of those different settings, and what we're going to need to do to get this to record and that to record. And I mean, it's there's a lot of work that goes into it. There really is.
Yeah, more than is first apparent.
I can tell you, like, the quick story. The first time I ever played with the VR Bros, IG brought me in once again, just like VR Gaming, to Borderlands, and I actually have that video up on my channel, and I left it uncut because I thought it might be interesting to see, for people to see what we do go through. I remember IG had to roll back windows as we made it.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a
long
long
video.
So, yeah, it's a long
was a
video,
long
guys. It
video.
is. It really is. But that whole first, it's like an hour and 38 minutes into the video, we finally start playing the game.
6 minutes of gameplay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Talking about helping people.
Oh, what do we got here?
K-Dog, are you?
Oh,
You're killing me.
K-Dog's the camera. He
Please,
probably doesn't
K-Dog,
realize.
please. The whole time you've been... K-Dog, please.
So K-Dog, you're sitting in the middle of the aisle with your avatar. He's out of his avatar when he's running the camera.
Yes.
So see that green camera that's up to your left?
Oh, yeah.
He is the green camera.
Somehow I got teleported over here. There was some technical
He
issues
died over there.
I'm
earlier.
concerned for you, Kenny.
Oh, well, thank you.
One of the big breakthroughs in recording I've had recently, and this is really, really huge for me. I actually managed to get an Elgato HD60 capture card working, so it's completely took off the workload off my GPU. So I can now capture things like Grand Theft Auto, you know, with zero frame drops, and it's just amazing to be able to use an external capture card and take all that workload off the GPU. So if that's probably a helpful tip if for those that are just thinking about getting an upgrade, it might just be worth looking at an external capture card just to keep you going until you absolutely need to upgrade.
I haven't thought about external capture cards in 10 years. That's pretty
not
good tip.
Not to bore anybody, but Marissa, could you please just quickly explain? You've got your Rift going into the capture card, or how do you have that configuration just going in it?
No, that would add extra latency, and that's definitely not what you want. So at the moment, it's currently only a viable solution for games that can mirror to the main monitor. So you're actually capturing the mirror rather than the actual native Rift stuff, but it still works perfectly fine. But car, it's a ball ache to set up. Trying to work out, because it's originally meant for console capture, you know, Xbox, PlayStation, so it's not really designed for PC. So in order to work out how to capture multiplayer voices, so if you're playing with your mates, trying to capture all these guys' voices, you have to, it's not straightforward, but I'm probably going to make like a tutorial setup on how to get everything running, and yeah, so expect that soon. And it really has helped me out, but it is a little bit of work setting it up. You have to go in control panel and do a lot of other stuff, and with Vorpex, VRGamerDude actually helped me out, because with the newest Vorpex, the mirror functionality with that, actually it's got like a spinning mouse wheel, like the busy cursor, and you can't get rid of it like you can with OBS. So in order to capture that, he actually sent me to a link where you can make that an invisible mouse cursor. So things like that, you know, all these little workarounds to get things working. But yeah, it's working perfectly now.
A little out of the box thinking there.
Very cool. Yeah, any other, like, I was going to save some of this at the end, but it's a good time. Let's talk about controllers. What kind of peripherals and controllers do you guys have? I see you guys playing the flight sims. You have HOTAS, the racing sims. You've got steering wheels. You know, Leap Motion. You're making a game, Mazer Quest, that uses Leap Motion. You're using Razer Hydra in here right now. What kind of tools and toys do you got? Let's start with VRGamerDude.
I got the the T-Flight HOTAS for Elite, the Xbox controller and the keyboard. Currently, I've got a really crappy old Microsoft wheel with no pedals. Looking to upgrade that soon, so I can get in there and race with these guys and do some Assetto and Project Cars and stuff like that. But yeah, and then the Leap, obviously. I actually got a couple of Leaps, so.
Yeah, I saw you playing with Neos with that. That's cool.
Yeah, the Neos was amazing. Oh my god, if you have a Leap Motion, go to the 3D Jam page and download Neos The Origin. That's all I gotta say.
How much jam stuff is there? I don't have a Leap Motion, so I'm not up
there
on
is
this.
a lot of jam content, guys. I mean, I think they dropped 138 or 140 something demos, and a majority of those demos, and it was really nice to see that, were VR demos.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton. Now, I'm not saying there's a ton of good stuff, you know. A lot of it is very, very, very basic and kind of, well, you know, as Leap can get, kind of janky. But some of the stuff has been mind-blowing. I've recently done a couple of videos on a couple of the Leap Jam stuff, and I plan on continuing doing that, because some of that stuff just really needs to be showcased. It's that good.
Damn, that's the one, I put my Leap Motion away because I was like, I don't really want to use it if there's no, you know, VR games, but that's crazy. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, there's like, you were talking about...
There's only Mazer Quest. That's like the only one.
Well, it's the only good one.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but no, you were talking about HOTAS. There's actually a really cool demo in there where you fly a ship with a virtual HOTAS. So you're actually using your hand in the ship to control panels and, you know, thrust forward. It's an incredible feeling when you're not touching anything, but, you know, seeing your hand reach out and grab that control, and when it works, it just works. I mean, it's an interesting experience and a great feeling.
You should put your physical joystick where the virtual one is, so it's like force feedback of an actual joystick.
That's the way to go if you can. Yeah.
I'll create my own little mini void in my house, yeah.
I need a hover chair to kind of solidify my experience here.
Yeah,
Like a real
Wait,
chair that
no.
hovers. Not yet, no.
We'll start. We'll throw the guys together. We'll get our brains together. We'll figure that out.
Cool. VR bros helping another VR brother.
Well, it's what we do, Gunter. It's what we do.
What about you, Immersive Gamer? What kind of toys you got?
Oh man, yeah, I originally had a Driving Force GT wheel, and that for the money that was amazing, absolutely awesome. But it didn't have a clutch, didn't have a HK, so I ended up upgrading to like a G27. Just got the standard 360 pad. I bought the Razer Hydra pretty much because I saw Half-Life VR, and that's the only reason I bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think what else. I've got a Black Widow flight stick. It's got a built-in throttle with it. It's quite a cheap one, but it's actually pretty responsive. Does everything you want, and yeah, I'm very, very happy with the purchase of that one, and it works great with Elite. Just trying to look around my desk now, actually. Yeah, I think that's about it, in all honesty.
Anybody got like a gamer seat? I see those around. I've never used one.
I want to build one, like a racing sim seat.
Yeah, I
but
built one.
Like, what do you mean built one? Like get a seat from a car?
Yeah, I actually, it's up on Imager. I call it Project Battle Chair, but it's, I took an old rocking chair, stripped all the fabric off of it down to base, so it would have swivel and kind of loosen the bolts, so it has a little tilt and pan, and then dropped a van seat in it, and then attached took apart an old Aura interactor vest and stripped the transducer out of it, and attached that to the back of it, and
Oh, cool.
When you play a game like Elite, oh my God, it makes yeah, exactly. And I recently got the chance to go and sit in RealityCheck's chair, which is incredibly well done as well. And you feel the thrust. I mean, it almost gives you a feeling of movement when you feel those transducers fire off. It's amazing.
Yeah, buddy, it's got a
really cool.
roars in my chair, I think. But your chair is definitely more of a sleek chair. His is a cool racer looking chair. Mine's just your standard looking office chair.
Yeah, mine's made to kind of resemble a starfighter chair. It's got wings, and the HOTAS sits on it, and I cut the wire in the T-flight, extended it so that it would go back behind the chair. I mean, yeah, so I was kind of going more for the Elite than the racing, but it enhances the immersion 1,000 times.
What a dream, right? Like, kids growing up watching Last Starfighter, and just all this cool science fiction that we all love, and then now you have that in your house, basically. You're piloting. Yeah, you're living it. Everything we want.
It's cool. I saw a video of GameHard, and he literally just ripped the chair out of his Supra and fucking attached it in his roofs. And,
That's pretty rad. Yeah, I've seen. I don't know if it was one, him or somebody. Yeah, they were using their real life, a real life car chair, a real life sports car chair, and that's pretty cool. VRGamingEvolved. Tell us about your setup.
Toys-wise in my setup, I've not really got too much. I got the Xbox 360 pad. I've got the Logitech G27 steering wheel, which gets used a lot. And to be honest, before VR, I was never really much a driving fan. But since VR's come in, I mean, the driving sims are outstanding. I spend a lot of time in Project Cars now. So that wheel's paid for itself, the time it's been used. And the Satec X55, which, yeah, again, it's paid for itself in Elite Dangerous. I spend a lot of time in there, play quite a lot with VRGamerDude in there. Reality Check comes in, and game hard now and again. And yeah, it's really good fun.
Yeah, I gotta pick me up those. I wish I would have got the G27 a while ago. Almost pulled the trigger. and really do want to get into. I basically the reason is because I watch you guys play those race sims, and it's like, God, it just seems like you got the whole weight of the car behind you there, and you know you gotta shift and drive carefully, and that just really is pretty cool. And I do enjoy driving, and I drive this big RV rig around, and just think I should have a virtual sim.
You'd love it, man. You'd love it. And every single car feels different as well. It's crazy. Like
right.
the cars that you're in, they actually feel like you'd imagine they would in real life. And I made a video a little while back about it's a BMW. I've got this 320D like M Sport, and I tried out the closest thing I could find to it in a set of Corsa, and it was very, very similar. Like the actual weight of the wheel felt very similar. It was crazy, to be honest, but yeah, very, very surprised. So I thought if that's as similar as it is, does that mean that like the rest of the cars, like, you know, does it feel like you've really been behind the wheel of a supercar? And I think it probably does, you know, everything apart from the G's at least.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can get the sense of it when I watch the videos, and I've seen you play a few different, race sims. I guess one was SETA, one was Project Cars, and one was the old-timey race cars. That was pretty cool. Kind of driving around the countryside in that video. This video is the one that you were talking about. You were showing off your BMW versus the in-game BMW. I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay then, guys.
Cheers, man.
We're inside the car, and immediately.
And so yeah, like the weight and everything, it felt pretty accurate. That's
very,
look at this
really
BMW
cool.
in the game. It's so much like my BMW in real life. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look, the realism. Yeah, just look at how close they are. See how close they are? Yeah.
Wait for the Ferrari video. He also has a Ferrari. He just hasn't released that video.
I would fly over and visit you if you had a F40, Ferrari F40.
This gold boat looks just like it does in my house.
You only got the BMW just so you could make the video, right? Like that was kind of the prime motivation.
To be honest, I had an old Signum, and the turbo blew in my old Signum, so I needed an upgrade. So I spotted one that was reasonable price, and I loved it. I just had to. I spent more than I had on it, but you got to treat yourself every now and again,
Yeah, so when I drive on the way to work, I go all the way down the B road, so there's like just sort of windy country roads. Fantastic for this sort of car.
What about you, Pretty Neat? What kind of toys you got around your rig?
It was amazing, to be honest.
I've got some Legos and little action figures. No, I'm just kidding. A Reality Check, he gave me a little steering wheel. It's an old PlayStation 2 one. And pedals. It works pretty
Does
good.
Does it work?
It works
for GTA.
Scale's a little off. The wheel's like 5 inches across or something. I don't know. It's a little tiny wheel.
Like mine.
Yeah. And then I've got a little Hodos X, which I bought it just because it was cheaper. But yeah, I'd love to have a Saytech, joystick and rudder pedals and G27, all that stuff.
Hey,
so yeah, I can tell you what I do want.
Right. Yeah, same stuff I want. So
What were
I
you saying,
saw.
Peter?
No, I was saying the Hotos X is a good stick. Don't knock on it, man.
No, I like it. I'm just saying, Saytech, pedals, all that stuff. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I did see, I think it was UK Rifter post about a cheap Hotos available on Amazon.
That was it. That's the one I've got, I think. It was like $30 or 47 or something.
And that has the throttle and the flight stick.
Yeah, throttle and the stick.
But they come apart, but they're attached by a wire. Is that like, do you use it apart, or does it really need to be kind of together?
I usually put it apart depending on what I'm flying. Like if it makes sense to have the throttle way over on the left, then yeah, I'll throw it out there. Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. Try to match the environment.
Yeah, that's all. It's relative, I guess, to whatever you're flying.
So I mean, it's possible. $30 you can get something The next level, I guess, was sort of recommended because I don't know if that's the SciTech or not, but might be the one you have. The Thrustmaster.
Yeah,
it's like double the price, but it doesn't have the separate throttle. If you just
oh yeah, you can buy just the stick, I think, for like 15 or 20 bucks.
Yeah, I think
and it's good.
T1600 is just the stick, but you know, at 30 bucks, it's a low entry price for having a little more realism in your flight game.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you're playing a lot of these Elite Dangerous and whatnot, yeah, you should definitely pick that up. I'm sure most people do. That's good to know. 30 bucks, that's definitely worth it. And in the reality check, I know you got Leap Motion, Hydra. What else you got, buddy?
I got some really good lucky deals. I got a deal on the Leap Motion, yeah, which is a great hand controller. When it works freaking awesome. And I've also got the Razer Hydra, which I'm using now, which is, you know, sometimes I notice that another place you can use finger control, and this one you can't quite have it. Also, like Billy said, we've got this little tiny steering wheel that it works for your basic games like GTA, but it does not work for games like Assetto Corsa. If you plan on playing a simulator, like an actual realism game, if you plan on playing anything that's a realism simulator, you need to have a real wheel, like a G27, like you said, because those things just are, the difference of having a 90 degrees turn and a 180 to turn is huge, especially when you're playing those types of games. You'll wipe out constantly if it's too sensitive. So little just note right there. If you're planning on going for those simulator games, you've got to save up for a steering wheel.
Right, they're challenging. They're not joking around. The learning curve is full 90 degrees.
Yeah. I can drive the slow cars around the track, but the moment I start going 100, 150 miles an hour, if I have that little 90 degrees wheel, it's not going to work. So.
I like the story on like how you got all those wheels. You had like 5 of them or something, right?
Okay, I'm the lowdown guy. So I ordered a wheel from Amazon. I ordered 1 wheel from Amazon, and they sent me a box of like 6 of them. Okay, and I was like, thanks, Amazon. So I called Amazon. I said, Amazon, you guys sent me like a big box. Like, you didn't just pull off 1 box. You pulled off the big box of 6. And they were like, okay, thanks. We'll send you an email. Never sent an email. And then, you know, about 2 weeks later, I got a little message saying, did you enjoy your purchase? And I said, absolutely.
Yeah. Fair enough, man.
Yeah, and then I came over and you're like, hey, you know, you want one of these? I'll sell it to you.
Steering wheel, $20. So yeah, you know, it was a nice little benefit there for the old RealityCheckVR at that moment.
Cool.
But other than that, the wife was listening to me complain. I did not buy Elite Dangerous. I really wanted it. I kept watching Elite Dangerous, kept seeing all these really cool things. And I never got it up until for my birthday. I was lucky enough to get a HOTUS X52 Pro, which is really cool because it's got the rudder and you know, it's got the thrust control on the one side and you've got your joystick on the other side. So you're sitting there like this, and then you're sitting there moving your joystick like this. And when you look down in the game, it's actually right there, so you can actually see it as it's happening, and it's so freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, playing CQC with these guys was probably one of the most fun, most immersive experiences that you can have, and you can play it for hours and hours without having to stop. Other than that, just to say, to go bonus with that experience, I've got a Core FX vest. I backed them and spent $150 and got one of their vests, which is cool. It's cool. I don't know if I would buy it again because it adds to the experience, but it's certainly, you know, it's not great enough by itself to want to put on all the time unless I'm doing a whole rig and a setup and a video. Other than that, as we were talking about, I've got a transducer chair that I built myself. Anybody can do it. I threw some amps and some transducers together, and man, it really put my experience from, you know, let's say it was a 5 before, it is now a 12 out of 10. You know, it's gone above and beyond what my VR experience was before. I really enjoy it. Everybody that comes over just loves it. Also, just got to say, I do also have a back attack, trademark pending. It's going to be this cool other little thing I'm working on with some of the other guys know about it. It's just these little different haptic feedback devices that we can use to enhance our experiences are just amazing. So I've got as many of those as I can right now, and I'm trying to just have fun, but also do it as cheap as possible. You don't have to have a lot of money to do this stuff. You know, this is stuff I'm buying, and I'm, you know, working as I go. So. Just something we can all play with, but that's what I've got so far.
Cool. Can dig it. Let me throw up some videos, some of the space stuff you guys have been playing with. Your Elite Dangerous CQC VR Bros full VR squad video is pretty nice.
Yeah,
I'm actually jealous because I don't have that.
Nope. Billy is a video producer.
Nope, that's not it.
and Billy's got himself some really awesome video equipment, but no Elite Dangerous.
So my mouse just broke. I have to unplug and plug it back in. Give me one moment.
Oh boy. Billy, I think what's going to have to happen is we're going to just make you get Elite Dangerous.
You must fly with
Is that GTA one from the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was using D's command line script to take and forward warp the footage or whatever.
Going back and forth about GTA. I told you his shit was all GTA.
Yeah, he double dates.
Yeah, doing this video was a lot of fun. We had, there was myself, Reality Check, UK Rifter, and Game Hard 4.0 all in the same team deathmatch team, and we're all in VR and Elite. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but yeah, you guys get to team up, and definitely the action looks pretty packed.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4-on-4 team deathmatch there, and we got fairly hammered, to be honest. The first few matches we got annihilated, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I've got a 3-part series out, but right at the end of part 2 and the entire part 3, we're kicking butt just the whole time.
You guys pulled it together. Towards the end,
Right
you
on.
guys really pulled it together. Now, if
Yeah,
I
think
would've
about,
been in
like-
there,
Oh, that's dorky.
Think about social VR, you know, and like that's kind of the big thing that I'm into, and love meeting all of you guys and being in a social VR place. And you guys are doing that with each other. You guys are playing social VR games. I mean, games are social, you know, all these games that we normally play have multiplayer, but it's just something different when you're in VR and it's a multiplayer experience. And you know, for me, mine.
we lost him.
Well, just
I
got
think
to
when the scale is like 100% spot on as well, when you're just looking at someone that's right in front of you, like we are right now, and the scale is perfect, it does feel like you're sitting right next to someone, but in actual fact they're just the other side of the globe, and that's the great thing about VR. It just brings everyone together, man. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, this is the ultimate form of telepresence right here, guys. I mean, you know, we're spread out all over the world, but we're sitting here around a table having a conversation, and I can look to my left, I can look to my right, and I see a person. I don't see an avatar.
Yeah.
on my laptop outside your window.
Personal.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's only going to get more and more as we go forward.
Using your controllers or whatever. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job at using the hydras.
Yeah,
I have
feels
mine,
like
but I
there's
get too
real
frustrated
dude here.
and it breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Gunter, while we're on the subject of that video, I don't know if you picked up on this, but a few of us have actually been using a program called Voice Attack and HTS Voice Packs, which it implements voice controls into the game, so things like diverting power from weapons to shield to engines, deploying your landing gear, switching your ship's lights on, you can do it all voice activation, and it's really cool and adds to the immersion of the
Proper
VR.
Star Trek shit.
Yeah,
it also
I feel like I'm in Star Trek, man.
You know,
Yeah.
It adds to the video.
You could just say something as simple as target, and you'll target the nearest enemy, you know?
And here's the
The video-
interesting thing, when you're playing it by yourself and you have that, there are over 1,180 spoken responses in that pack. So if you learn how to talk to that computer, you can have conversation.
Yeah, man.
You have conversations with your computer?
Well,
You know,
That's pretty hardcore.
I try. You know,
when I'm playing
You should
CQC
record
with
that
these
video
guys,
once. I'd like to see that.
it's never
I have.
never quiet. You constantly hear target, power on, you know, power to weapons,
Yeah.
target.
Just
like,
VR Gaming Evolved. Just VR.
target.
He
Oh, it's
says
pretty
it
amazing.
loud.
It was
Yeah,
like
but
VRGamerDude though, man. Like when VRGamerDude told me about it, he was just like computer, power to engines or computer, and like he called it computer, like the one from Star Trek, man, and just killed it, man. It was just
Well, yeah. My
really
first
awesome.
videos, my very first videos that are on YouTube are the only videos that you will see VRGamerDude on camera. And I am actually wearing a Star Trek uniform, sitting in battle chair, flying elite, talking to the computer. There's actually a second interface called the air interface, and that one is actually truly interactive. You talk to the computer and she talks back to you, and it's not like the voice packs. I can ask the computer what time it is, and it'll tell me what time it is. I can ask it questions about the system that I'm in, and it'll respond. It's an absolutely amazing add-on.
Oh, wow.
And you told me about like battle music as well. You were like, computer, battle music.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, drop some hardcore fucking rock and roll
40
shit.
different tracks. I throw on a little AC/DC, or, it just depends on the mood.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've known about it, but I've never really played with it. That's awesome.
VRGamingEvolved is just like that. I'll be in a random Skype chat or something with one of these guys, and all of a sudden, I won't even know he's in there, and he's just like, target! It's like, what? Where? Have you been here the whole time?
Power to weapons. Deploy chat.
He's not even talking to us anymore, is he, guys? He's flying in space.
Yeah, I remember responding to him, like, saying what, like, the first few times, because I didn't know that he had that.
Yeah, no, so that voice tag's definitely a good... I can't wait to get it set up when I'm playing in there next, because not only having the HOTAS is amazing, but if you can talk to your computer and let it respond, come on.
Yeah. I see more and more of that becoming a tool for VR, being able to text or speech to text.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, one of the nice things about voice tags as well is it learns your tone the more you use it. It links in with the Windows voice recognition software, and it gets trained as you progress.
That's awesome. So, have you ever thought about, like, this is what I always forget when I play with those things throughout the, history of computing that I've been involved in, is backing up those language dictionary files. Like, that's a thing you need to think about if you're spending this much time teaching your computer your voice.
Absolutely.
So you might want to make sure that that's part of your backup cycle.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's those kind of things like with my cell phone when I decide to, because Android for me requires it because it doesn't run so well, which is to factory reset it sometimes. And like, oh shit, I didn't back up my, everything at the dictionary that I taught through the keyboard, the touch keyboard. I'm always bummed about that.
Alright, see, I keep hearing the voices. I keep hearing Chris and GameHard on this video. It makes me miss those guys. I wish they were here right now, because they are just too, I don't know, I do gotta mention them real quick. GameHard is probably one of the hardest working, not that we're not all hard working, but that guy puts out more videos than anybody's that I see, and just every single day he's doing content. It's good content, and it just, I wish he was here to be able to talk for himself, but, he's a guy that everybody should be taking a look at as well. Him and Chris, UK Rifter. They're both doing a lot of really good content, but GameHard just happens to do not only good reviews, but just doing every game that's coming out there, so he's not really being biased, which is a good thing.
Yeah, he's got like well over 400 videos, man, on his channel. That's fucking crazy.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. That's great.
Right. UK Rifter uses sometimes his kids or his wife will be in some of the videos, so he's got a nice wide variety of just not only himself but family, which is great when you get to see them in their reactions. Not only is it nice to see how a VR experience plays, when people come to these YouTube channels, but it's nice to see how they react to different people, because sometimes people overreact. I know myself, sometimes I can be too emotional, right? Or sometimes other people just experience things different ways, right? But there's the kids that experience it, and of course the women that experience it, and they got completely different reactions. So I like being able to see that variety. Every once in a while my wife will jump in there and play a game, but yeah, it's just fun to see those other ones as well. God.
This is stress level 0. I think VRGamingEvolved, this is you playing?
Sub-level 0 is there. Yeah, it just
right.
got an Oculus DK2 beta access, which you can access very easily by going into your Steam menu if you've already got the game. click the game, go to properties, then go to the betas tab and just activate the Oculus DK2 beta.
Right, that's how like you get to a lot of VR functionality in games that are in beta or greenlit or whatever. There's you go to the properties and there's a beta tab, I guess. Is that the name of the tab, or it's more like version?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the beta.
Or is it beta? Cool.
Some companies like Nintendo are seeing if it's going to be successful still, but I think most of the people that are making games know they need to have VR support to get on the bandwagon right now.
Yeah, one thing I was really impressed with this game is the lighting. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's really, really well lit, and the old sort of retro environments make it look really nice. A lot of fun.
Didn't you rig this up to a horse as well? You got your flight stick involved on this one, right?
Yeah, you can get the flight stick involved. I've had a couple of issues with the drivers seem to go a bit wonky, but it registers the stick, and I can play it. Sometimes the controller of the HOTAS flips out a little bit and I start spiraling out of control, but I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but it does work. I've just got a few bugs to iron out.
I really want to try and get like the flight stick working in GTA. I'm sure it's possible, but GTA in VR with the flight stick would be next level, and I think that's my next project, to be honest. I'm sure it's definitely possible. I think like X360 CE can get that working, but I think there's going to be a slight conflict because with Ralph from Vorpex, his recent fix for the right stick problem, he kind of used the left stick isn't rather than an analog now, it's WASD. So I think you're going to have to turn it off, unfortunately, to get it registering with the equipment.
So yeah, the colour scheme is lovely.
Works with the wheel though. It definitely does work with the wheel, and it's pretty damn good.
Probably a good segue into some other things that I wanted to talk about was Vorpix and Vireo and injection drivers, and show like GTA and some of these other injected games that you guys have been playing. I want to kind of cycle them up on the screen while we talk. Where to start? I guess with like, what are you guys' just thoughts? You all obviously like playing VR game. You like playing games using Vorpix and injective drivers. You guys are, it looks awesome, so much fun. So I'd like to hear like your thoughts, pros and cons, and I'll just let whoever wants to chime in.
I'd be more than happy to chat about it.
VRGamingEvolved or IG83, you guys are the pros when it comes to Vorpix.
Yeah, and like educating people that might be interested, that are listening to this. A lot of times there's hate too from the community that it's not even worth the bother of using or thinking about these things, and I can get it from. I can understand that, but it also like I feel like we are missing. Like I don't spend enough time. I live vicariously through your guys' channels, but I feel like I'm missing out a lot. That it's not all just bad VR, is it? With these injected drivers.
Well, Gunter, I think
no, but one thing you need to take into account is that Vorpix itself is still not completely released. It's still in beta, so
we're talking beta upon beta stuff.
Software. Yeah, it's a progressing software, and we've seen lately with its newest update and bringing in the synchronous time warp. That's definitely helped big time with the frame rates for a lot of stuff in Vorpix. But it's still got progression to go through.
Yep.
Even from that point of view though, I'm a really big, I'm very passionate about injection VR, and I think it's one of those things that you get out what you put in. So if you spend a lot of time setting up your settings, you can get them to feel pretty much one-to-one. You can get them feeling perfect. The only problem for me is not every single title has Geometry 3D, and like Geometry 3D is real 3D, and a lot of the titles like Skyrim, Fallout 3, they support, and I've spent so much time setting them up. For me, they feel perfect. Like you're standing next to a character in the game, the character actually feels like they're standing right in front of you. It blows my mind a little bit, to be honest, and being able to play some of the games for these guys, you've got full positional tracking, and Vireo is free. You can download it for free from the website, and oh man, it's just fantastic. And now with all the progression that Ralph of Vorpex has made, his product for me is 100% worth a purchase if you're interested. And there's definitely a place for Injection VR while the VR still growing. It's still very much a growing. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of room. There's not every single game supports it, so if it can add support for your favourite games, it just I love it to bits. And some of the experiences that I've had using the drivers changed my whole experience, man. So I love it.
Absolutely. And to add to that, like, even like this, like GTA 5, I just pointed at it with my hand, actually. It's funny. It's like even with the social thing, like with GTA 5, I've literally, like, you said this once before, IG, like you basically make memories, and it's not perfect, but Vorpex alone just for GTA 5 has been worth the money to me.
Greg, are you still there?
And then Vireo, obviously, like, I had the chance to play in Guns of Icarus with you and a couple other guys, and it's just like, it really is, it's just like another game to have memories in, So I think they're definitely worth it, and you do have to put a little work into it to get it working perfect, but I mean, it's still, it's development kit hardware, it's going to be development on the software side as well, so you have to make minor adjustments.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably what a lot of people have done, is not put in the time to tweak these things out, and so then if you just put it on without doing that, you're going to have probably really bad VR, I imagine. I've had some good Vorpix stuff, and I've had some, where I couldn't figure it out, and it's just hurting my eyes and other weird lighting stuff.
Okay. I think a lot of it too is people aren't thinking that you can't just go in and tweak the Vorpix settings. I mean, a lot of this we're having to go in and tweak INIs and find perfect FOVs and I mean, it's just a lot of trial and error. I know personally, like, I just did that Dead Space. That one was pretty easy. Because it had all the stuff in Vorpix. You just click it in the configurator and it says it for you. But a lot of those older games, you really have to find these offset resolutions and FOVs, and it can be hours of settings before you finally get it perfect. But when you get it perfect, and it clicks, it's a beautiful experience.
100%, and even some mods as well.
Of us having a group like this as well, that when it comes to trying to find the correct settings for any given injected game, there's a whole team of us working together, bouncing ideas off each other as well.
Right. Definitely. I was going to say, the best thing to do is if you want to play these games in Vorpex, and for anybody that might be possibly listening that actually cares about injection drivers, if you want to know how to make this stuff work, all you got to do is just sit on your butt like me and just ask these guys, because they are doing so much work getting them to work. And even when they're not around and they're not on Skype, if I just go into Google and I start typing questions, no matter what, that YouTube search is going to end result me with a VRGamingEvolved or an Immersive Gamer 83 video explaining how to do this, because that's what always happens to me. So props to you two for doing the hard work that you do, because I really appreciate getting these games to work with you. The little time that I have sometimes to get stuff working, without your help I wouldn't be able to play these games. But like we did just a few hours ago, we got to play GTA 5 together for the first time. That was awesome. So I love it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there a Vorpix subreddit? Obviously there is, right?
There is, and then he's got his own forums over
at where you go.
Yeah. To be honest, I very rarely do that. I very rarely go to because a lot of the things are locked. A lot of the things are full of quite a lot of negativity, to be honest. Some of the people go in there, and I feel bad for Ralph, because a lot of it's negative. All people in there expecting an individual product, and that's the thing. We are all individuals. Everyone's going to have individual settings, so people that need to kind of appreciate that they do need to spend a little bit of time to perfect their settings, and if they're not prepared to do that, then why should Ralph be prepared? I know he's selling the product, but he's one person pretty much, and he's done leaps and bounds for the VR community already. So when Oculus have got billions of pounds, and Valve is working with HTC. These guys are big dogs, man. And then you've got Ralph, and also You got Baggy G, Neil, and all the guys at Virio. They do it for nothing. They do it for love. They're giving their drivers away. So I think we should just be happy for what we got, you know, and keep pushing for the better stuff coming out. But let's be a little bit appreciative for what we've got so far, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be a pleasure being in these high-rich art AAA games in VR right now. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, one of the sort of big things in injection drivers at the moment, Wayne knows this as well, IG knows this as well, is VRGamerDude have actually got an update coming out very soon, bringing DX11 support, and they said they've got another few unannounced things to come with that, and myself, I'm really hoping that they bring asynchronous time warp in, because I think a combination of DX11 with Virio and time warp would be outstanding.
I agree. What Samantha said, I'm sorry, VRGamingEvolved is just right. I mean, having the perception is perfect.
I'm kind of hoping for some fucking Geometry 3D with Fallout 4 and GTA. That's what my fingers are crossed for.
Yeah, you know, it was crazy too when we were playing it earlier, like, even without Geometry 3D, like, GTA still has, like, this sense of depth, I think. And it's just crazy how... Scale. Yeah, absolutely, it's crazy.
And so, like, head tracking works, you know, pretty good, really good? Or sometimes do you have to not use the head tracking? You kind of have to, like, just use that as a big 3D VR screen or something?
No, I pretty much use it as is, and I'm very happy with it. The only problem is there's no positional tracking, so that is quite a big problem for some people, but for me, I can live with that, you know.
Well, I mean, that's only in your Z 3D titles, there's no positional tracking.
But I thought he meant specifically with GTA, but yeah, other titles that support geometry, yeah, of course, but with Z buffer titles, there's no positional as yet, but it's quite a minor problem, to be honest, and I really love it. It still looks 3D, it looks really good, but when you've got geometry, it looks real scale, you know. If you spend a bit of time with it, things appear solid. You could reach out and touch the environments, and you still get the sense of it, but to a lesser extent with Z buffer. But on the plus side, performance goes through the roof.
Right. Do you guys...
I love this. I'm like stuck in the role play here, man.
Yeah, this is role play.
Let him in, damn it! Let him in the gate.
So this is Fallout 4. This is the beginning of the game.
He just lost his tickets, man.
Nuclear war's about to break out. Trying to get to the bunker, and you have to be accepted in. There's a whole bunch of people that are panicking and trying to get in, I believe.
Come on, Norma, we gotta go. We gotta go.
I really like this, actually. I thought this immersive role playing was fantastic.
It's great, man.
Get inside.
This is VR Let's Plays right here. This is what they should be.
Yeah,
you see more games that can support that kind of a thing.
Well, I'd like to see, you know, stuff that we're doing here in VR chat by having like a talk show or, you know, when we do fun things in VR chat, a lot of times there are people behind the fun. There's, you know, we're all making it happen together. There's no NPCs or not code that's really driving things around here. And something like virtual acting on a theater stage, I just always like this idea of like real people behind all of the avatars and doing stuff. So in the future I can imagine something like an MMO, like if you're World of Warcraft or something, you go into the shopkeeper, like that's an actual person role playing and playing that game. Hopefully they're paid to do it, really sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think we're going to want more stuff like this now in VR. Like we're going to kind of, I don't know who's going to want to be the shopkeeper all day long or whatever. That's why I assume those guys kind of need to get paid. But you know, something. I think people want to do more than just play the normal game. They do want to be characters inside the worlds, and hope that that's what we see more.
Absolutely.
We'll kill you.
And that's what, like, we were trying to do in GTA is kind of role play earlier.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
Little heist things, but like, yeah, that would be so fun to get like a whole bunch of people together in like a game like GTA and do stuff like that. You know, have certain roles that you have to play, or if you know, want to play them, of course, but Oh, you guys playing?
Yeah, I mean, people have been role-playing forever. I think VR should hopefully kick that up a notch because, you know, you just feel like you're there. Role-playing's easier, I think, when you feel like you're there. Just like when you use touch controls, like I wanted to put up a pretty neat VR's Vive video. You kind of cut off here on these screens because they cut things off, but this is your Vive experience. And like natural motion controls, having your hands to interact with things is just, it's a lot more easier. I feel like I might be able to role play better, or I kind of do with Gunter here. You know, kind of like the beginning of me sort of doing something like that, character sort of thing. You know, I don't know. I think that might open doors. This VR stuff.
Yeah, look how expressive Reality Check is. I mean, you know, hand
that
and
was
head
my Hi
gestures.
Gunter dance. Hi, I'm Gunter. This is my show. I'm coming to you. That is how it goes.
Brilliant, wonderful.
That's how it should go. I'm just saying.
If you're not a famous VR actor in the next 2 years, I'm gonna be disappointed. You got skills,
man. I did a really good Gunter. This is my show.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, I can punch. I can throw my controllers out
I
there.
don't know where I was going next, but that's funny.
Alright, so we got a little...
So this, yeah, I wanted to, like, I have a list of videos in my queue here, and it's not user-friendly, so I'm just kind of noticing that I didn't play. I kind of want to play something of everybody's, hopefully I am doing that.
The octopus looked so cool in that game.
Yeah, I didn't get to play this experience. This is, what's this called?
I think it's like the secret shop, like Dota.
Yeah,
It's like a
it's
Dota.
so smooth, though.
This is really nice looking.
I actually was getting judder, but I think it was because they were recording this with OBS, and I'm pretty sure they recorded this one full resolution, and it was slight judder. It wasn't like horrible, but I definitely wasn't noticing it just because I was like so you know, hyped up because I was finally getting a chance to try it out. So
you should just say that really loudly as you're doing your demo. This is juddery, guys. Sucks.
You know what's funny is when there was like a room full of like 25 people and they're all talking, and I was like, I started the video. I had headphones on. It was pretty loud, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, guys? It's Billy." And my girlfriend said everyone just got really quiet because I was talking so loud. But it's funny.
Oh no.
Oh, that's louder. That's still quieter. That's okay.
This is a video I don't even remember.
Oh, you don't remember this one?
This one's a computer build. I think this is my hardware. Yeah, I was talking about, I was doing a test with some chroma key, and I'm trying to show people what I'm building, because one question is for me, you know, I'm kind of a computer noob, but I used to use a laptop a few years ago to do all my work, so I'm starting to finally build what I need to get VR working, and I'm trying to show videos as I go, and I'll have another one here tomorrow, because I'm actually going to be doing a brand new motherboard CPU build here, so.
Oh, nice.
And for anyone that's watching, man, you need to check out his Minecraft world as well, because that's next level.
Oh yeah, I have that in my list too. Yeah. I mean,
little
yeah,
Minecraft, man.
Move to that.
If anybody's watching this and wants to play Minecraft with me, please message. I know I'm not that, you know.
I'm gonna get in there and build my house one of these days, man.
Yeah, I want you to jump in, because it's the world is banging right now. We've got a lot of I just got sticky pistons, so back off. But yeah, this is a fun game. Minecraft is one that we're playing, or I'm playing a lot. I'm Minecraft. I'm also playing the Elite Dangerous quite a bit. But I need to get back on more of the demos, because there's just so many demos coming out.
Significantly better frames per second.
But yeah, also I'm trying to do the old green screen thing here, starting up. I know.
It would have been funny if you would have keyed out the GPU box, and the 980 would have been keyed out as well.
Yeah, there's my tower, man. There's my house. Yeah.
I did an unboxing of a new Nintendo DS, or whatever they're called, and when they unboxed it, it was like the light was shimmering off the plastic, and it was like chroma keying out. It was funny.
Right, I remember that.
Oh, is this the one where you all killed me?
Yeah, this is great. Actually, let's gotta
You
do that part.
bastard.
He speaks his gobbledygook.
Stop with your gobbledygook talk.
A really good chance for like tutorials as well.
We have a hard time getting everybody in because we're all from different places, different countries, you know. So this one time we just happened to get 5 of the bros in the server, and right when we started doing a video, about 30 seconds later, Wayne jumps in, and here he is right here for the first time. So we're looking at him, and of course, what happens?
How do you like chat in group?
So the screen's frozen.
I think they already killed you, didn't they?
Or do you guys see it paused, or do you see it playing?
No, it's playing.
It's playing.
Oh, it's not playing for me. I'm glad you guys can see it. So, I mean, I love Minecraft, and it was DK1 the first 6 months of my DK1 career. It was like July through December 2013. That's basically all I did, and that's how I met a lot of people in the community. Cymatic Bruce was going there on his Sunday streams. That's sort of how I got clued in. And like, do you guys do like a mumble server with positional audio?
I don't think so, but we're
Nah.
up to doing whatever we can to make it better.
Well, what's really cool, I mean, yeah,
I think I've used that in like Arma 2 or Red Orchestra or something.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Mumble can be integrated with games, and so it knows your position and knows the positions of everybody else in the game world. I don't know, your coordinates or something. And it positions the audio then, so if you're far away, it sounds like you're far away. It's better. The integration there is better than like what we have here in VR chat as far as how our audio drops off and whatnot. And so you know you're out there at nighttime, there's a bunch of creepers, and you don't have the shit you need, and you're running, and at my time there was like trying to give tours and bring new people into the Minecraft community, and like, come on guys, hurry up, oh no, and then somebody's getting lost, and you know, it's just like this whole experience trying to keep everyone together and fight the baddies at night. So it was cool because it's this hostile terrain, it's this hostile thing, it's not just like VR chat hanging out doing social, it was a proper game, and
Can be
you could build
scary.
inside of it.
Hostile is a very good word. Yes, it's very hostile terrain.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, people often say, you know, the graphics are, you know, they suck. But when you're in the, you know, the fact that you're in the Rift, everything starts just to make sense, and you start to get used to it. Plus, you've got the resource packs, which we all use. So it's really good looking and really fun to do.
It's great looking. There's so much detail because of like the scale of everything.
Well, I
Like
hope you
heights
jump
in
someday with
Minecraft
this Gunter.
are huge, you know, or like they feel really. The heights
Mountains,
can be
the
very
mountains.
high. Mountains, fallen, like there's something about things being made up of a bunch of tiny blocks that is kind of detailed when you're falling towards it all to the ground and smash your face.
I think with the screen door effect as well, this is one of the games where it's literally non-existent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you won't
It's really
notice that as
clean.
much.
It looks
Yeah.
really clean.
Yeah, I loved it, and I would like to join up. It's getting that all installed again. I've been through it a lot of times. That actually brings me to like another thing about runtime switchers and game managers. I think we should probably pick your brain about all of that, but we can do that right after Minecraft. So
I think
RealityCheck,
this
you
is
have
a
a
long
server
video.
running. If people want to join up and hang out and play Minecraft, like you're a resource to.
Yeah. Originally, yeah, like you said, originally we had Immersive Gamer 83 here was hosting the server. He started it up for everybody, which was just awesome because I had just happened to get my Minecraft working the week before. So he started the server, but just because we wanted to kind of have it on all the time, I started hosting it myself. So yeah, if you want to get in on that, we'd kind of prefer to have you in the Skype with us. That way we can kind of talk to people and keep griefers out. But yeah, we definitely want to bring more people in. Yeah, no trolls.
Yeah.
I back up the server as it is, but you know we do a lot of interesting things. We don't just build the houses, and not only IG83's got a lot of beautiful things he's been building. I've got a lot of contraptions and markets and a lot of redstone things that we've been building. So we're trying to make the place kind of fun and interactive, especially for VR users. So whether you're in 2D or VR, it's just a fun time to come in and play.
Yeah, I think you're better off having approved people come along. That's what we did with the server in DK1 days. You had to be approved as a rifter. We had screeners, and they didn't have very many powers or abilities, but the rifters that were approved did, and it was cool because it was basically just VR people there.
Right.
Currently VR Pill, who's in the audience, has brought in, along with Kirito, who I don't think's in the audience, you're able to export Minecraft.
No, you're not.
Not today.
So yeah, this is where IG83 thinks I'm trolling him, so he goes into the ground. I recall that.
Yeah. I'd like to see the one where like you do the sweeping sort of time lapse video.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish you could see what's been actually going on in the last couple days, man, because the server has changed a lot.
I know what you showed me the other day was amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you've seen more, I think.
And I think that does lead on to the runtime switches, man. I've had a fair bit of trouble recently with. I've always been fine, but just recently with the 0.8, it kind of. I don't know why, but rolling back is a lot of trouble for me at the moment. So I'm definitely looking at this runtime switcher. It's going to resolve some issues for me.
I've got that 0705 switcher working perfectly now.
There's my Minecraft house.
So I'm back. It looks like Pretty Neat VR also crashed. So something must have, a tremor in the VR chat world came through and wiped this out. There he is. Whoa. So yeah, Minecraft's badass. Everybody should check that out. Stella Artois' work with Minecraft is just awesome. I tried to get him on the show, but he's not interested in. He's not a big fan of talking in front of people and that sorts of thing. So totally.
Well, props
understand that.
to him for doing the work that he did. Regardless, good for him. We certainly appreciate it.
I guess it's still in work, but I don't know for sure. Like, I think the next stages are just complicated and difficult, and I don't know.
Well,
I did hear it was going to come out this
official
month.
Minecraft coming out for the Rift and the gear and all that as well. So
I don't know if it's for the Rift. It's actually just been stated for the gear, and it's definitely going to be a like Xbox version of Minecraft.
Yeah, they said a mobile version.
Yeah. So that's not going to really fulfill. I mean, if you've done this, you're not going to be happy, I think, with Minecraft on the gear too much. You'll play it. It'll be cool because there'll be different people there. But I don't, as a player of Minecraft, I don't know if you're going to get what you want. I don't know. That'll be interesting. I'm curious for those that are players how much they dig that. I still think it's a big deal. So, I was finishing up saying you can bring your Minecraft maps into VR chat, basically. So we have, like, there's that Westeros Minecraft server out there that exists, and so we were able to grab a snapshot of that and bring it into VR chat. Something I want to do is have the old world that I used to play on, and we had a town called Mumbleton. We were the ones using Mumble to talk all the time, and that's why it became a very social thing, is because we were all hanging out, felt like this, talking social, positional audio, and that was kind of mind-blowing. So bringing that, and if you ever want to bring in your house into VR chat, your guys' little neighborhood or whatever you want, you can have a little extra room here.
Absolutely.
I think of it like archiving.
That'd be great.
That'd be super
have
cool.
a copy of it. Yeah, why not, right? It's free. So let's talk about
battery RAM. This is like production farming here. Like, these have got no freedom. They're all trapped underground.
Farms have only grown, my friend. Yeah.
I'm more of a free-range farmer.
Talk about something like this. This actually kind of brings me just to one thing to VR related. Not that Minecraft is, not that it doesn't have a lot of things. It's a very basic game in a sense of what it is, and yet it still is one of the first experiences I've had, kind of like a Second Life experience, where you're a human being walking around, running around, doing things that you'd have to do in real life. And just
simulation.
Crazy how it, and I watched people play Minecraft, years ago. I never touched it when it came out, and then all of a sudden, years later, I'm hooked on it. I'm addicted to it, and it's kind of funny, but I have no problem doing it. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I've just sent an email to the Ralph at Vorpex. I'm gonna see if there's any way he can get. There's a game that's just come out on Steam called Worm Unlimited. It's from Worm Online, like WURM.
Yeah, Worm.
Yeah, like it looks really, really awesome, and it's same sort of thing, but looks a bit more, the graphics are a lot better than sort of Minecraft, but same sort of thing. But the graphics are like sort of Morrowind sort of standard. But yeah, it looks pretty awesome, and if we can get that up and running, I know it uses Java, so I'm not too sure whether we'll be able to get it or not, but it definitely would be awesome, and as you say, it's the same sort of thing. You literally would live another life over there.
Poor pigs. That makes me think of like Ark Survival. I've seen some of you guys playing that.
Yeah.
That's similar in ways. Tell me about that experience.
you want to go, Greg?
Well, yeah, me and a massive gamer, we done a few videos on Ark a while back, and yeah, I mean it's good. It needs work. Obviously, it's still in early access, and the VR side of it definitely needs a bit of polish. But it's got massive potential for the future. I think obviously by the time that game releases on console and early next year, I'm pretty sure they'll have the PC VR side up and running 100%.
There's like loads of updates as well. It's always updating. Every other day there's like a half a gig update, pretty much. I think that visually it looks stunning. It's got crafting. It's got all the good stuff. But when they released it, I found that the performance, even on like a high-end card, was just subpar in VR. It was like it was playable for people that are used to sort of like a little bit lower frame rates, but it was quite low. You know, but again, it was a very early access title, and I think going forward, as performance increases and hardware increases as well, it's definitely going to be an awesome open world environment. And the fact that it's got a workshop in Steam, so people can mod and release their mods and change. I saw some mods the other day. There's a lot of vehicles, man. Like, so you can actually sit in a first-person vehicle that you've built yourself, and electric fences, and seeing full-scale dinosaurs. It's fantastic. Just scary. It's scary.
Yeah, the other game gave me some of my first jump scares, and actually gave me a lot of fear, you know, when I was playing that game. And as far as frames, I think it kind of depends on which server you're in at what times, because sometimes I experienced really bad frame rate, other times I experienced wonderful frame rates, and the realism of the textures in that game, the textures are spot on with some of the dinosaur models. You know, so I really do look forward to that game getting better and better and more polished, but it's worth trying out. I had a lot of fun doing it with Billy, actually, not quite a while ago.
And the servers are massive. You can have like, some of them are up to 100 people. I saw more than 100 people on it, so you could get everyone that you know that's got a VR headset all in the same place at the same time.
That would be a great place for all of us to meet.
I do have to say one thing real quick. Playing Minecraft in VR and playing Ark in VR, it's a lot harder to actually craft and play Ark the legit way, as far as I'm concerned. Even with the options and the setting changes, it's just almost, to me, it's almost impossible to play it the first time, or even to do well in VR. You can certainly run around and see things, but to actually, you know, create your buildings and things, a lot easier to do Minecraft.
Right. That makes me think, and I do want to get to the game manager and runtime switcher, but still thinking about the Vorpix games. This is Dead Space. VRGamerDude, you're playing Dead Space here, and I assume it's Vorpix as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it says Vorpix.com right there, the video.
Yeah, this is one of the most recent ones that I just put up, and I apologize for the mouse. Actually, as Wayne was alluding to earlier, that's an issue with Vorpix that I have not had until this video. But yeah, this one's just stunning. I mean, this is one of the ones that was in the Vorpix compatibility list that I had installed, and I had never, you know, thought to run it, and it just took very minimal effort. Ralph already has a profile set up for this one. You just go into the Vorpix Game Manager and click Apply, and it sets the FOV for you. It sets everything. I made a few minor tweaks. But this one really shows how good third-person gaming in VR can actually be. If there was a way to disconnect that camera, I would put this experience up against some of the other third-person things that we're seeing coming out recently.
Yeah,
I'm playing third-person VR now that I've played a couple.
Yeah, I played the first one. Yeah, I played the first one. I thought it was really cool. I don't know, man. Dead Space 2 scared me quite a bit. Like, I don't know if I could play this in VR all the way through at all.
It definitely has that factor, and it's not cheap scares either. I mean, it's genuine terror.
Yeah, for real.
Cool.
Yeah, like Dead Space 2, I expected all the scares, and it still like freaked me out. I think it was because I was playing it like by myself and in the dark and shit.
This is a little bit unrelated, but one of the things that I would like to mention today is the fact that a lot of us are uploading like side-by-side content, and the reason we do that is so if you really wanted to, you guys could just get hold of a cheap Google Cardboard. You won't get the full effect, but you'll get like an idea of like stereo 3D, and it's really quite good for what you pay for a cheap little cardboard headset. You know, you can actually view these videos and get a full sense of stereoscopy out of it as well, so it's definitely worth
You could
a
do
look.
that in your Rift too, and it would look even better. That's what we used to do when I first was streaming, and there was nobody doing any streaming or anything. Yeah, and there was
I know a lot of my subscribers actually request that I keep the warped format just for that reason, because you know, a lot of people watching our videos are people who are wanting to get into VR for the first time, and they're kind of like you said, living vicariously through watching us do it, and it's just such a good medium for them to be able to just pick up that cheap Google Cardboard or whatever headset that they have, slap it on, and actually get, as IG said, a kind of a sense of how it's going to be.
Just like a little taste, really. Yeah, I think it's good, and it even works to a lesser extent on like 3D TVs and stuff like that. I think there is definitely a place though, like for single screen videos as well, like especially so we can see RealityCheck's beautiful face.
Mm-hmm.
You.
Yeah, I do like both. You know, I guess yeah, well, I was doing some streams as well, and I played some games and streamed, and yeah, I always wonder what's better, you know, stereoscopic format or just one eye so it's full screen.
Okay, well, I'm going to say something real quick, okay, because I get some people complaining. Sometimes I put my video of me playing the game right in the center of the screen because people request, hey, we want to see you play these things. We don't want to see just the stereoscopic. And then other people complain, hey, we want to watch these things in our cardboard, but we can't because you put your stupid face in the middle. Well, this just in. I make sure my face is small enough to where if you put, you know, my videos that are stereoscopic in your cardboard, you can still see them without seeing my stupid face. I promise. So they work both ways.
I don't know if you saw that, but I made a video where I like green screened myself and put up my face on like each side, like really small, so you could see the head movements and stuff. I don't know if you I think VRGamingDude, you saw that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It was interesting because I mean you were very small, but it kind of just floating through the scene. It was definitely a different way to do it.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing though too. Like, what do people, you know, like? You know, they always want to see like what you're seeing and then also how you're reacting to it. But
now one thing that I will say, like what we're watching up here though, you know, is, and I do try to put cautions in my descriptions. You know, when you're doing something like this, especially watching it back, you're not moving your head, and a game like Dead Space has a lot of cutscenes, forced head movements, things like that. So.
Yeah, that's. I've seen those kinds of problems, but I also enjoy, you know, that's like my choice to try to watch those. Yeah, this one looks crazy.
Oh my God, This was exhilarating. I mean, you hear me start babbling like a madman here just right about now. I was feeling it.
This isn't
awesome.
the first video that you're kind of walking on the side of a structure. There's that other one where you're in the city and
Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm, man, when you're walking vertically down that building, it is breathtaking.
Was that a 007 game where you were like free falling down the side of a mountain or something? Didn't you guys play that?
Yep. Wait, no, I say that there is one.
What about recommendations for people that are like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get Vorpix. You know, like there's profiles for these games that Ralph makes, the guy who created Vorpix. Which ones are like the easiest or perform the best, or you know, Ark Survival's $30. Would you recommend somebody pay $30 right now? Or they're gonna, or no, probably not that one because it's still, you know, the development cycle is still too.
You don't need Vorpix to play Ark in that one, so that's nice.
Oh, that's right.
No,
I would not pay $30 for Ark again.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But as far as
I got it on a deal.
So like some of that information, what do you guys think? What would you tell some new people?
someone asked me if they said I've got $30 to spend on a game just now and I want a good VR game, I probably, although I know there's potential in Ark, I probably wouldn't recommend it at the moment.
Are you referring to just pure injection?
Yeah, I'm sort of wavering a little bit. Yeah, I really was thinking like pure injection.
Okay.
Because like Elite doesn't count, you know. Of course, Elite's awesome, and that works really well. But like, if people are, they probably get that, and they've probably already gotten it. But if they're on the fence about Vorpix, or, you know, if they do want to go down that road, what would be kind of good, either safe titles or just whatever you found to be the best, funnest, or, you know, any of that?
For me, things that really blew my mind with Vorpix was actually like Bioshock Infinite. Like a little bit of tweaking. You need like an FOV tweak to get the full 120, but that was really amazing. With Vero Perception, if I had $30, I would download Vero Perception for free, and I would get Skyrim Game of the Year edition and Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas probably for the $30. And there you go, you got 3 massive open worlds. In fact, you could get Tailored to Wasteland mod, and then play Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas together, and then just have Skyrim and unlimited mods as well.
Right.
Awesome.
I'd say for myself, recommendations for Vireo would be The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. That's probably one of the nicest experiences I've had with Vireo. And like John mentioned earlier on with Vorpix, Bulletstorm's outstanding as well. And also the original Crisis runs very well on Vorpix.
Yeah, you can pick that up cheap too. Yeah, I saw the Vanishing Ethan Carter. Is anything, I doubt there isn't, but I know that annoying window overlay would pop up after you clicked an item. Still there?
Well, with Vireo I found the Vanishing was absolutely spot on. And the re-released, the redo of the Vanishing Ethan Carter with basic Unreal Engine VR support, and
right,
then
that was
removed it
their
a
own
couple
native.
of days after. Yeah, but to be honest,
Right.
I didn't see all that much difference between the Vireo and the remastered version. There was a little bit more graphical polish in the new one, but I obviously had bugs and they've removed it.
Anyone else?
Yeah, what else?
So
not so much
Halo.
the GTA? Is that kind of because it has a lot to deal with?
GTA is fantastic. I'm not going to lie, GTA is some of the best experiences I've had, but for pure 3D, you want geometry for the best 3D, and with Vireo you can set the scale, you can set the amount of 3D convergence you get as well, so you can really, when someone's got a sword in your face in Skyrim, it's fucking in your face. Whereas with GTA, it's really, really good, but it's not quite the same amount, and the 3D, although it is very good still, it's not quite the same. And but just some of the experiences that you have in GTA, you can't get them anywhere else. So I still recommend GTA, to be honest, even though it's not quite got the geometry support yet. I still can't recommend it enough, to be honest.
Right, and as you said though, with the right tweaks, once you spend some time on it, because when you first jump in, it's not, you've got to spend some time making sure it works the way you need it to work when you're playing it. But I just played it today, and yeah, I get sick really easily, and I still, had a good enough time playing with you guys where I would want to do it again for sure. And just, I guess to second that, the most every game I've ever played has been with these guys. Other than that, I have played Halo. Halo 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. I know it more than any other game, and luckily that does work with Vorpix. So if you like to play the old games, some of those old ones do work with it. And Space Engineers is also one we played. It is not that good, but it works.
I really enjoyed that.
Space Engineers was fun. I like that. I'll be honest, I bought Vorpix just for Skyrim and Star Citizen.
Yeah, that was
but
fun.
Star Citizen was obviously a little bit of a letdown and a bitch to get to hook right, but it was still pretty crazy playing Star Citizen Vorpex, but
See, the problem with Star Citizen and Vorpex and myself is I played Star Citizen back when it had DK1 support, and although it was DK1 support, it's still to this day my favourite VR experience. And to play it with Vorpex, I struggle after playing it on DK1.
Oh wow, that's kind of not intuitive. I wouldn't have thought that. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean they're bringing the VR support back to that. I don't know how soon, obviously, but they have spoken about it lately. Chris Roberts was mentioning the HTC Vive, and yeah, I mean that game's using the Cry engine. They've just implemented a new Cry engine into the development of the game, and it'll be using the same VR tech as you've seen in Back to Dinosaur Island that just came out on Steam demo the other day.
Yeah, that's the good news. Is in the very beginning, I didn't know what was going to happen with the whole Crytek engine and getting VR support, and definitely wasn't going to be as fast as we wanted, or their hands are tied, kind of in that realm. And VR is not a VR game. It's VR would be supported if possible. So seeing Back to Dinosaur Island, which is a great demo to check out, obviously one of the higher quality sort of AAA looking demos that you can have now with DK2. So that's super promising that Crytek engine is in the VR game.
Well, I mean, this is just my pure speculation, but looking at that Back to Dinosaur Island and looking at the environment that you're in, and then thinking that Crytek are away to be launching Far Cry Primal very soon, which is back in the sort of not Stone Age, back in prehistoric times. Then looking at that demo again, it's kind of making me think, is this them hinting towards a VR Far Cry, which will no doubt inevitably show its head.
That would be so cool.
Exciting.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I always wanted dinosaurs in my video games, and so we see plenty of it now. Ark being one of them. And I just thought it obviously made lots of sense. So I hope we keep seeing that sort of thing happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's every little boy's dream to stand with a Tyrannosaurus Rex and all that sort of,
Do you guys still do any non-VR gaming?
No.
No.
I can't.
Can't do it.
I
can't. I'm in the same boat.
No.
I
look at it every single day.
I do sit on the couch and play some of the Lego games with my kids on the big screen.
those are good games, yeah.
Those are great games. Actually, we were doing the Minecraft Lego World is like Minecraft with Legos, and I have been trying to get that to hook with Vorpix or Vireo to just kind of check that out a little bit. But that's about the extent of it. I really can't play outside of the Rift. It's just once you get in and you do this, it's just not the same anymore, man. It spoils you on traditional gaming.
Yeah, it's flat.
Yeah, it's ruined it.
It's flat.
Ruined it.
I still get pretty nauseated sometimes playing games, so like everyone, not now, currently I'm still in the Rift, hello, but there's been times that I've been here in Gunter's Universe, I've had to take the Rift off after 3 hours of being in here, and I know that sometimes when I play Minecraft by myself, I'm way too lonely to be in the Rift, so I have to play in 2D screen. But I'd say most of the games, as the guys are alluding to, most of the games you have to play in 3D. There's no way I'm ever playing Elite Dangerous without my Rift on. You can't make me.
Oh, hell
right?
no.
So I definitely have certain standards when it comes to certain games. But I'll still play GTA both in and out as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I can't play. It
Fallout
killed it.
4, I would play Fallout 4 on the. That's all I've played it on is the monitor. And then I don't know. I still play like last year. I got into like collecting old games and old systems. So like I still go back and play like Super Nintendo.
True, but even what you're
PlayStation
saying is one thing I'd like though is like I guess one thing that kind of the bigger question to me is I want the availability. Can I play it in VR? Do I have to? Not necessarily, but can I? I want everything to be able to. And even being able to have the PSP emulator and being able to play those old PSP games is just fantastic because we have the ability to play them in 2D or, of course, now in 3D, which is just great, So
yeah,
I love
or
that
like
choice.
Vorpex. Yeah, like Vorpex is like the virtual room. Like that's even more fun than playing on a monitor.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to get to, is if I even try to play something that doesn't work in VR, I'm either playing it in VR desktop or in the new Vorpix desktop or in the Vorpix theater. So I'm still playing it in VR, I'm just playing it on a flat screen in VR.
I can't even do that. Every time I'm looking at a new title coming out on Steam, or I'm just browsing through Steam catalogue, I'm looking first thing, does it support VR? If not, what game engine is it? Can I hack it? And then, you know, that's the first thing I'm doing. But other than that, no, I've had a fair few titles where I've attempted to hack it and been unsuccessful, and then there they are, sitting in my Steam catalogue with 0.0 hours played.
Right.
Yeah, when I was doing more gaming earlier on, the same thing happened to me. I was just every time I'd play a screen game, I'd be like, "It's just stupid. Like, why would I want to sit here, look at this box that's letting me look into a world?" And it just started not making sense anymore. It's like everything's too small. I can't read. Even though you can't read because of the resolution in the Rift, it feels though like everything it's so much bigger or something. So you're able to maybe not read, but gather so much more information, I think, from the environment because you're in it and it's so much bigger versus the screen is just not enough.
I literally start turning my head left and right, sitting close up to the big screen if I'm trying to do it in 2D and get pissed when all of a sudden the scene doesn't.
Yeah, the head tracking is so... head tracking alone, like I was talking about War Thunder, that's what got me into Oculus, is being able to turn around and you're in a fighter planes, being able to look back and see where the other guy's at. It's so cool. But head tracking, that alone's amazing for me.
Yeah, and the feeling you get is amazing.
It adds a tremendous advantage in any flight game. Elite, when we're playing CQC, I almost feel bad for people who don't have a Rift because they can't track the same way that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, or racing sims where you're like you guys, you're looking into the corners. You can see apex and I don't know. That stuff's it's kind of giving you an unfair advantage to people, like you said. Feel bad for the people that don't have the opportunity to use that.
I think there's definitely technical advantages to it, but I think emotional advantages too. When I was doing my Fallout 3 playthrough on Tether 2 Wasteland, I was just, when I had Jericho and Dogmeat with me, I felt like they looked like they were right in front of me. They felt, so I kind of never felt alone up when I was walking through the wasteland, and I kind of got this emotional attachment to him. It's crazy, emotional attachments with pixels, man. But on a flat screen, I just think, nah, just a flat screen. But when they're standing full 6 foot whatever in front of you, and you've got a dog that looks like a dog, and you can kind of have conversation branches with them as well. It's just so immersive, man. It's just next level. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. You're there. That's a big deal with VR. I was going to talk about, I was actually now about to slide over to the whole game manager and runtime switcher, and VRGamerDude, who has a lot of knowledge on that, has disappeared. So it's probably not the time for that.
I'm back.
He should be back. Oh, here he is.
Oh, he's gone forever, I guess.
My Rift keeps crashing. I've been dealing with this problem for months, but I'll sit here, I'll just go to a black screen, head tracking is still working, everything goes to the monitor, and I have to literally unplug the Rift and restart the program.
Well, thank God it's still
that
working.
Robot complaining? Look
that
at
was
that
pretty quick
over there.
to get back then.
Yeah, more robot hate, yeah.
So let's give the skinny on runtime switcher. Blog also has a game manager, I think, that can assist with the runtime switcher, or even just what do you, if you don't use those, do you find yourself installing, runtime 7 or 8 and then uninstalling it and going back to 6? Just let's inform people. I want to know too. What are you guys doing?
I was doing the uninstall, reinstall up until recently. I had tried the runtime switchers and couldn't get them to work, and I got a wild hair the other night. I went back and I took everything out and put everything back. I'm using the one that switches between 0.5 and 0.7. Now it's working great. I mean, it's awesome to be able to play Elite without having to go, okay guys, hold on, I'm on the wrong runtime, I gotta reboot. Literally, it's as easy as clicking an icon on my desktop and I switch between 5 and 7. Then, as you mentioned, Balago's Game Manager has been updated in a new beta to add that functionality. And what's great with that is if you set that up, it will switch the runtimes for you. So as you start an executable, it already knows, hey, this one needs to be on 5, this one needs to be on 7.
Really cool.
It's very, very handy.
But
any hiccups through that process? Any, what problems might you encounter?
It's a standard hiccups. I mean, every once in a while you'll switch between runtimes and, you'll get the HMD not detected or tracker not detected, and then it's just a quick switch back. So you just keep clicking at least in my case, I just keep clicking the damn icons until it works.
I get a lot of headache, man. Like I've not installed this. And it sounds like it's going to solve a lot of problems for me. Recently, everything was working fine, but then a couple of weeks back, I tried to roll back from. It was just after the 0.8 update when I tried to roll back to 0.6.01 just so I could get on Minecraft. I don't know what the problem was, but I kept having crashes. My Windows wouldn't load back up properly. I think it was to do with cameras being plugged in or something, so a Logitech camera was causing loads of issues, and it kind of put me off rolling back at the minute. I'm a bit worried about rolling back, so if something's going to emulate or just roll back for me, that just sounds like a win-win, to be honest.
Yeah, just hit me up, man, and I'll walk you through how to get it all set up.
Cheers, bro.
That's what we do.
So are some games still stuck on 5 and not, do you need to go roll back to 5?
Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, Elite is 5.
You can play Elite in 0601, but I mean that's the way the runtime switcher was set up, and I think that the initial reason that developer created that runtime switcher was specifically for Elite, which Elite is currently written still on 05.
Okay.
Yeah, you have the same problem with Assetto Corsa as well. That's 0506.
I have seen where you can kind of creatively do a runtime switcher which will switch between 5, 6, 7, and 8.
I do also got to say one thing is, I mean, being that this is a development kit and that these games are a lot of them developments themselves, when it comes to these settings, we can certainly give advice, but I mean, you really do got to kind of test it for yourself, because sometimes when they have things working for them, I've noticed certain runtimes work for me a little better, and other times when these guys can't get things to work direct mode, like they're all doing extended, I've noticed sometimes I'm doing direct mode. And I just don't know how to explain why that's different, other than that we have different computer setups, different, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows, 7.1. It changes so much with what runtimes as well as what system you're running. So you do kind of got to just do that thing where you test out what works. But definitely changing between the runtimes usually fixes your problem if you can't get a game working. That's kind of the best I can say.
That's good to know. I know that's been an issue in our community.
Yeah, so myself, I spend 5 minutes and I uninstall. I don't just do a hard install. I uninstall the previous whatever runtime I had, and then I install the next one, and then I restart, and from there I kind of go, and it usually works pretty good for me as long as I uninstall beforehand. Otherwise, I've noticed I have registry problems.
Yeah, and I can throw out a little pro tip on that. Nice little free utility. I mean, it's been floating around in the i2 community for years. Go download CCleaner, and in between your runtime uninstalls, clean your registry and clean your residual files.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah,
Would you guys say that Windows 10, regarding Windows 10, do you think now is like the right time for Rift users? Because I went and I did it, and then I ended up rolling back to 7 because I had too many issues.
I'm staying on 8.
I don't have any issues at all with 10. I've been on 10 and I have no issues.
I'm going to 10 tonight, so it's I'll let you know.
Oh boy.
I'm doing it because of Greg. I trust Greg, so VRGamingEvolved is telling me it's good. It's good.
I plan on.
I don't see a reason for me.
Does it time out? You know, it gives you a free upgrade for a certain amount of time. Is there like a limit on when you can?
No,
it stops.
I think it's like 1 year or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you might be right there, Billy.
Yeah, it is.
I sell software for a living. It's long, from what I understand, from what I've been told by our Microsoft reps, is as long as you activate it within 1 year of launch of Windows 10, then you get it as a free upgrade as long as you had a version of Windows 7 or 8 prior to that. You just have to do the activation during the first year of launch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so activate it.
And then it's yours forever. I mean, you're not going to lose Windows 10, but if you don't activate it within that first year of launch, you're going to pay the price, which is like $149.
So my question is this: like, if you have a Windows 7 disk, what's the deal when you activate Windows 10? And say I want to go back to Windows 7, like a clean install.
Yeah, you just do a clean install.
And then you can always go back to Windows 10 later, or?
Yeah, you can. The best thing to do is always to flash what you have. You know, find a program that can copy your current OS. That way you've got backups, and then from there you can kind of do whatever you need to do. Just to have extra hard drives and a utility. I do gotta say I really enjoyed the talk. I gotta be the bad guy in the group. I've got this wife who's working that needs me to pick her up. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no problem. It's been great having you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
We'll tell people where. I mean, we are pretty much wrapping up, actually. So that might be a good segue. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to bring up, besides plugs and stuff, but just like any other topics or games they wanted to mention or shout out?
To be honest, I just wanted to say thank you very much for the opportunity to come on. It's been really good to come on, and I feel like, you know, I really enjoyed the session. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys.
It was great. I sat back there in the audience for a long time, and so getting to come to the big table has been a really, really great experience. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And I'd like to have you guys on, semi-regularly to give us the gaming update. You guys are the knowledgeable ones in this space, and it's part of the show that I like to deliver is, what's going on with games.
I just like listening to IG83 over here talk about VR. He's just beautiful when he talks about some of those things. So passionate and so freaking kind. He's a good bro, and I love hearing it. And you too, Gunter, man. One of the kindest guys out there. That's why you're bros, because you're like brothers from another mother. Miss you guys.
That's right. So all right, let's do plugs. Reality check since you're out. We'll plug away and then get out of here.
Plug. My name's RealityCheckVR. Sometimes I'm annoying, sometimes I'm not. I like to make videos, unboxings, and more. Tutorials are fun sometimes too. But if you like to see VR content, come on and subscribe to my channel. That's right, I said it. And we'll have a good time. There I am. I'm out.
Awesome.
Nice one, bro.
And pretty neat VR.
What's that?
What do you want to plug? Obviously, you guys are pretty much just plugging your channel. But if you got Twitters or you're like, the Food Bank of America really could use your support, you could plug that too. Whatever you want.
Oh, I don't really know. Just come check out the channel or whatever. I don't.
You're not really selling it, mate. I don't know if I will now. I might leave it.
Well. Yeah, I used to say that, like, subscribe if you want, and my girlfriend was like, you should probably just not say that, because it sounds like you don't care. Like, well, I don't want to be like, that guy. It's like, subscribe, yeah, just like and share and do everything.
Right, like.
So no, I'm not gonna. I don't know.
Marketing. It can feel yucky sometimes. Like,
yeah,
do whatever you want. I'm just doing my thing. If you like this thing, that's cool too.
Exactly.
But I like it though. I think when I'm watching videos, to hear that from the person at the end though too. And I end up going, oh yeah, I should subscribe, or oh yeah, I should. I totally want to do these things. I just didn't think about it. And now it's being told to me at the very end of the video. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Cool. You should do it. VRGamingEvolved. You're up next.
Yeah. I don't really have anything to plug as such, but yeah, check out the rest of the VR Gamer Bros channels, and for anyone else that's interested in VR chat, then yeah, guys, if you haven't been in here before, definitely jump in and check it out. There's a good community of people in here.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. immersive.
I don't think you should take me out there. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, I'm getting it back into GTA again. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping to see some of the bros back in soon. The last couple of days have been amazing, and you'll be seeing some videos on that soon. I will be doing an immersive playthrough of Fallout. I've had a fair bit of good feedback, some negative, but I've kind of been told to stick with it. So I'm going to be pumping out some Fallout 4 content in VR. So yeah, get yourself a Google Cardboard or HMD and just watch along with me, man. And check out all the VR bros, because they've got some really good content. Check out GameHard 4.0. Check out UK Rifter as well, because they've got some really good videos as well. And you know, yeah, all these guys. Don's been smashing it. VRGamerDude. He's been hitting the content. Check out his content. He's got a really nice tone in the way he delivers his videos. Superb.
Gear VR.
Also, someone who's not officially a VR bro, but someone who I think I'd like to shout out is a channel called Game Plays You. A very professional, up-and-coming guy called Nick. He's got some good content, and he's also proper sound, so have a look at him. And
I'll second that. He's good.
Another.
What's his name?
Game Plays You. His name's Nick.
Plays You. Is that you or Y-O-U?
Y-O-U. And he's got like an old Nintendo controller on his banner.
right.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And again, thank you so much, Gunter, for having us. And I'd love to come back again. You know, whenever you feel like inviting us, we'll come along.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. VRGamerDude, yeah, you got the gear content. You're pumping that out. That's great.
Yeah, no, it's actually been really awesome to be able to put that content out. I started a little series that's starting to get a little following called Lunchtime with my Gear VR. I have an hour for lunch, and I have a Gear VR with me, and I said, well, hell, why am I not making videos and pumping them out during lunch? So, but, you know, just like all the other guys, I mean, if I wanted to plug anything, I just want to plug all of us. You know, go check out our channels, guys. Every person at this table and the two that aren't with us, you know, GameHard 4.0 and UK Rifter, every day we're out there working hard to bring you guys the best virtual reality content out there on YouTube. And you know, and if there's anything I would like to say is you know, if any of my subscribers are watching this tonight, I want to thank you guys for helping to keep me going, as well as these guys for helping to keep me going every day. And obviously I want to thank you, Gunter, for having us on. This has been great.
Yeah, thank you as well. Yeah, thanks to all the VR bros here. I'm really glad you guys are teamed up. The VR bros, you can find them on YouTube, and keep looking for that content. It's great to be able to subscribe to these channels, and it just comes to my YouTube page. It comes on my Roku, and it's how I keep up with these VR games. Just got plugs for me is, of course, same sort of stuff. You know, thank you so much for checking out the show and subscribing on YouTube. Always enjoy hearing feedback in the comment section or on the Reddit posts. And you can find all information about me at guntersuniverse.com. There's a newsletter there. That's a good way to stay up on when events are happening. And I post earlier in the day. And thank you for everybody that supported me on Patreon, which is where you can donate a quarter a week, or $1 a week, or $5 a week, whatever you like. All the support is very much appreciative. Thanks to everybody that helps me produce the show, Kenny and Dark Akuma, and just the whole VR chat community. It's such a great community. I think that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next Tuesday here on Gunter's Universe. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Oh yeah, my audio is broke. Hold on. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Now we can stand up and boogie, or I can boogie a little more now. Check this out. Oh, it's the wrong avatar. Shit.
Oh no, no dancing.
Maybe, hold on. Alright, here we go.
There you go, dude. That's good animation, Gunter. That's damn good animation.
You can get behind me if you want.
Yeah, no.
I twerk it up with anybody. I like making people feel uncomfortable around the twerk. It's a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, is awesome.
Dude, this was great. I gotta
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, sure. For those who have to take off, thanks again.
Yeah, I'm gonna reboot and then I'll be right back because my riff crashed
good.
again.
Yeah, you got your VR Bros to show us. That's what's up next.
Yeah,
VR Bros room.
Yeah, let me reboot and then we'll come
Night,
back
bros.
in and we'll portal over there.
Cool.
Yeah, I bet
I'll see you theater later, broski.
I better make tracks for my bed as well, but yeah, thanks
Sure.
again, Gunter.
Yeah, thanks for coming on so late. It's you know, it's just I really appreciate that. I wish I could make the time perfect for everyone, and really appreciate when people change their schedules to work for the show. Thanks.
Ah, it's been fun, mate. Cheers.
Cool.
We'll
Good
catch you
night, man.
later.